A solo life insurance agent is a self-managed person. Let me repeat that. A solo life insurance agent is a self-managed person. If you are new to the business or you've been in the business for a while, I'm going to talk about why you should look at yourself as a self-managed person and give you a couple pointers to help you out with that process. First of all, you are more than likely a 1099 contractor. The life insurance company pays you a commission. At the end of the year, you get a 1099 miscellaneous form. If you happen to be LOA, this can still apply to you, but you are more managed by your bosses versus being self-managed by yourself. But if you are 1099 and you get paid directly to and through the insurance company, you are, for all intents and purposes, self-employed. There's nobody making you wake up to clock in. There's nobody making you not work through lunch. There's nobody making you take a 2 hour lunch or just take a 1 hour lunch. There's nobody making you make phone calls. Everything is on you. And one of the things you have to do, the first thing you have to do is you have to manage your time. Being a 1099 employee, you work when you want to work. But since you are commission only or primarily commission paid, you have to put some hours in. You have to keep normal business hours. Whatever the configuration is for you, that's for you to decide. I may do another video about that. But you should be keeping normal business hours. And I will say this, if you're starting your business day at 11 o'clock a.m., you're not going to last in this business. Unless you sell into a certain demographic, starting your day at 11 a.m., it's just not good. But you should have consistent work hours because you're managing yourself. You can take a day off or two if you made your goals, but you are managing yourself with your time. Number two, you have to manage your money. This is something that was not explicitly said to me when I first started in the industry. I didn't see a lot of videos and content talking about that, but as a self-employed, self-managed person, you're responsible for your money management. And because you're getting paid directly from the insurance company, they're not taking out money for taxes. You're responsible for making your quarterly tax payments. You're responsible for withholding for taxes. You are responsible for your money you need to pay for your business. You're going to have subscriptions. I have a technology stack that is every month on my checking account. You're responsible to manage the subscriptions you have, manage your leads as far as lead cost. It's up to you to manage that. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. Well, hopefully this video and audio help you kind of get into the mind frame of managing yourself and managing your money. But most of your uplines are not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you to connect your checking account to the lead source, connect your account to the CRM, and they're going to draft the account every single month. They don't tell you, hey, when you get paid, you get your commissions, you need to do this. You need to put this amount, withhold this amount. They can't tell you exactly what amount to withhold, but they can at least tell you, hey, you need to put something to the side for X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Third is motivation. Now, depending on the organization you're with, you guys may have a daily phone call, a weekly phone call. You guys may have a Zoom room. I've seen that where it's a Zoom room and people will have these long marathons of making calls. But you need to have some self-motivation. Particularly if you work by yourself in your home office or you work in an office like myself. I have my own office outside of my home that I work out of. And I have to be motivated to come into the office every day at the same time, get my materials together, and make the phone calls. And some days I don't want to do it. And I'm being frank with you, some days I don't do it. Some days I am lazy, I don't work. But that's the freedom you get from being a 1099 contractor. And it's a freedom you get when you are managing yourself properly. You can find those spots where you may not work as hard. But you have to manage your motivation. If you need to put posters on the wall, you need to put motivational things on the wall, motivational things on your laptop, desktop, Whatever you need to motivate you to do what you need to do as a solo life insurance agent, you need to do that. Finally, is initiative. I remember when I was working regular jobs, and you know you're a new hire. They hire about 4 or 5 people, and it generally works out like this. There's gonna be 1 or 2 people who they're not gonna do anything until their boss or the person who's over them tell them, "Hey, go sweep that floor, go move those boxes, go do that." Once they get told to do that, they sit still, don't do anything else. Then you have those other people who say, "Hey, she told me to move this box. I moved that box. Hey, I saw that the floor was a little dirty. I went ahead and cleaned it up. Hey, I saw that the trash had been taken. I went ahead and took the trash out." You know, these people had what's called initiative. And if you are a solo life insurance agent, you have to have some self initiative. Quite honestly, a lot of agents will sit back and just wait for their upline to tell them everything they need to do. And in the very beginning, when you don't know anything, that's really the right thing to do. Your upline should be leading you in the right path to get the basics down. But once you got the basics down, you should have some self initiative to figure out some things on your own. Go download the underwriting guide. Figure out what this company accept, what they don't accept. Call the underwriter at the insurance company and say, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" Call them. Call the sales. Each insurance company, most of them have a sales manager, a VP of sales. Ask them what type of special they got going on for sales incentives. Be the one that's gonna call first and figure it out. Get on those life insurance company email list. The one way you can stay abreast of what's going on in this industry is get on the email list. When you get contracted with a company, a carrier, get on the email list. Hell, if you go to a website and they do updates, get on the email list. That's how you stay on top of things. That's how you find out about new companies, new carriers, new products coming out. You figure these things out early on because you have the initiative to figure it out, versus waiting for your upline to say, "Hey guys, on this call we're gonna talk about XYZ company." Now sometimes you're just not gonna know about these companies because they're gonna just go out to the IMOs or the big organizations first. But have the initiative to figure out how to get better at presentations, how to get better at quoting, how to get better at underwriting. You can do this without having to be on a Zoom call with your upline. You can do this without having to get on a webinar. These are things you can do on your off time. Again, if you're managing your time correctly, you came into the office, your home office or your regular office, and you devoted maybe 35, 40 minutes or an hour to enrichment. You've read up on some carriers, you read up on some underwriting. So this is things you have to manage your time with to figure out, let me read up on these things while I got a little free time, and then I'm going to go do something else. For instance, right now, I have an appointment I have at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Central Time. Right now it's like 1:50. So I got a little bit of time. I'm using this time to record a video audio. I'm recording on audio, but it's gonna be on a YouTube video. But I'm managing my time properly to get things done and stay productive. So if you're a brand new agent, or maybe maybe been in the business for a while, but no one ever just sat you down or gave you an audio to listen to kind of get your mind right, that's why I come in. I make these videos and audios as if I was brand new in the industry and some guy or some lady took me up under their wings and said, "Hey, look, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do for your money, for your banking, contracting." I'm going to go over all those things in the next videos. I'm going to talk about how to set up your email properly, how to get your business checking account, how to set up a home office, how to set everything up. Again, I'm not I'm not a CPA or a financial a tax consultant, but I've already done these things that some of you are about to start doing now, or maybe been in the business for a couple of years and you're still using a personal checking account. Some of these things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about credit repair. We're going to talk about making yourself more fundable. So it all is going to stem from you being a self-managed person. Because if you're not self-managed, you're not going to be able to manage your time, your money, your motivation, your initiative, You're not gonna be able to manage turning yourself from just a solo agent into a business entity. And maybe some of you may want to add some sub agents to yourself. We can talk about that a little bit too. But the genesis of all this has been a self managed agent as a solo agent. So I hope you enjoyed this audio. If you got any comments, likes, concerns, please put them down in the comment section. And I'll catch you on the next video.